Hello, this is Mr. Brechko, and I just want to give you a quick lecture on active transport. So active transport is the opposite of passive transport, and if we take a look at the concentration gradient, passive transport always goes from high concentration to low concentration. In this slide you see lots of dark particles and a light background, so imagine that those are particles in the solution, and their natural movement would go from the high concentration on this side down to the low concentration on this side, and it wouldn't require any cellular energy to do that. But active transport pumps things the other way, in case you want to pump things from a low concentration into a high concentration. So let's see, looking back at this, we have active transport consumes cellular energy, goes low to high, or it could also be used, you could also use cellular energy to speed up diffusion from high to low. We'll look at that in just a second. And it uses tools such as carrier proteins in the cell membrane or contractile vacuoles. So if we take a look at this, this is the cell membrane here, the lipid bilayer, and embedded in that is a carrier protein. I know it looks like a pore protein, but that's a carrier protein. And on the outside of it, you have low concentration. There's just 3 particles in this volume of liquid here. And on the inside of it, you have a high concentration. You have a dozen or so particles. But the cell wants to pump these particles into the higher concentration from low to high. So ATP, or cellular energy as it is going to be used by this carrier protein to pump the particles from low to high concentration. Now, it may be another time that you might want to use active transport if you were a cell is to pump things from high to low concentration even faster than diffusion would allow. And then we would call that facilitated diffusion. And that is speeded up diffusion, which requires energy. So therefore we'd call it active transport, a type of active transport. Another type of active transport occurs in single-celled freshwater organisms, such as this paramecium. And since there's a higher concentration of water on the outside of the cell than there is on the inside of the cell, water always wants to be flowing into the cell. And this is bad because it could cause the cell to pop, or it could disrupt water and salt and nutrient and sugar balances inside the cell. So the paramecium is always trying to pump out water, and what it has to do that is called a contractile vacuole. And here's a contractile vacuole that's full of water, and here's that same vacuole that's contracted and squeezed the water out, kind of like a little mini squirt gun that just pumps over and over again. And we actually have a cool video of this taken in lab. Let's see if we can make it play here. I don't think it's going to play because we're working on a different platform. We'll have to work on that. But in any event, you could see it. Oh, take that back. Maybe it will play. No. Can't do it because it's on the school computer. So anyways, these vacuoles like pump, here's another one right here, and this would squeeze down to nothing and pump the water out. Another one there. So to summarize active transport, it is movement from low to high concentration. It uses cellular energy, or ATP, and it uses tools such as carrier proteins in the cell membrane and contractile vacuoles. And the one difference from low to high is in facilitated diffusion, where you're speeding up diffusion from high to low. That's about it. Enjoy.